everybody, Kelly Engineering here, and welcome to episode 4 of Project Ozone 3. In between episodes, I actually did quite a bit. First and foremost, this. I built a stone bridge all the way out to this slime island so I could get one of those slime saplings and some slime dirt. And I actually found out something interesting on the way. Right where that red beacon is where something called a Darklands forest is, and the mobs in there are no joke. So I have everything lit up. It's going to stay lit up. I should probably just cut this bridge off and only go there when I'm stronger. Abyssal mobs were spawning like crazy. Evokers. Pardon me. I'm lucky I didn't die. The second thing I did was this. I kind of broke the mob farm doing it this way, mainly because when I put the drawer controller here, in order to have this transfer node, I had to break this slab, and when I broke this slab, that means that it's no longer a dark room. Where did it go? There it is. So it's no longer a dark room. So it's kind of broken, and mobs will still spawn in there. I'm going to fix it sometime during this episode. Then I worked on my on the boar. I found out the boar doesn't actually work where I placed it because of the Y level I'm at. The boar will only work at Y level 7 or below. So I had to go into the nether, dig down, and we'll actually visit there in just a second. And I also kind of automated making iron blocks. All of the sieving I've done, made the iron chunks, put them all in here. I have a timer going into this faucet on 200 ticks, and after that I have a transfer node pushing it to this chest. So 14 blocks of iron right now. That's good. Oh, and I got an Enderium cow. He just randomly spawned, as well as a chicken. That's new. Alright, I am back, and I am at bedrock level in the nether, and made this staircase. I put my boar here, and it is so far working. It worked almost immediately. I got 2 shards and I have 2 crystals. In order to get it to work, what I had to do was I installed this lever here. In order for the extractors to work, they have to be redstone powered. So I have the lever off, and just so I can show you, I made this Tinker's lens. Whenever you're using the Tinker's lens, you can look at anything related to embers, and it'll tell you what's going on with it. So this mechanical core has fuel going in and ember going out. Also, the second I turn this on, it was a little slow. It was a little fast, but a little green arrow went through. Now I have 3 ember shards, so I can see that there are items traveling through my pipe. And I mainly came down here just so I can restock it on fuel. I'm going to AFK here for a bit while I get some more ember stuff. Yeah, no mob should bug me down here. But I'll be AFK. I'll be back in a bit. I am back from the nether, and I got 18 ember crystals, 28 ember shards, and 7 ember grit. I came back, and mainly because I was about to die. All of my saturation and hunger was gone from me just standing there, and I wanted to know why. I took a look in the configs, and everlasting abilities, which gave me the haste and the absorption. Whenever these abilities are active, it will actually drain your saturation passively, no matter what. So make sure you are well aware of what you actually have. I made this ability bottle right now, these 2 ability bottles, because I'm going to remove my abilities. If you have this ability Totem, the ability totems only allow you, if you have the correct experience level, to move it over to the player so it can be active. You need to make the ability bottles if you want to transfer them back over. So I now have haste 2, and you see that I got I have haste 2 in this ability bottle, and I got my experience back. So I'm going to do the same thing to this ability bottle. Put 3 levels of absorption over. I have 51 levels, and I'll save these for later. Beauty. I am just going through all of the chunks that I've managed to sieve up. Quite a few blocks of iron and gold at this point. In between cuts, I've been working on this. This is my new mob farm. It is not finished yet. Last episode, I made it a priority to get my sugarcane built up and have the mob farm running for most of it so that I could get wither dust. Don't be confused by the type of wither dust. So, Nether X wither dust does not work for what I'm about to explain to you. I needed dark sugar, and that requires wither dust from, which mod is it? Wither dust! So the dark utilities wither dust is what's required for dark sugar. You cannot use the Nether X wither dust, so don't make the mistake. But making dark sugar was required to make fast vector plates. And I have 4 regular vector plates left over. But in between episodes when I got that purple slime sapling, got plenty of slime now. I'm going to place all of these vector plates over here. I also used some of my ender pearls and I made an obsidian farm. I'll show that in another cut. To make all of these absorption hoppers. Below the absorption hopper is singularity tanks. And of course they're connected to small storage crates. And this is temporary until I can get all of the drawers lined up over here. Or maybe over here. I don't know. I may do like a support column so it doesn't look as clunky. Here is my obsidian farm. Almost 3 stacks already. So it's pretty similar to my netherrack farm. I have a cobblestone generator feeding into a crucible. The crucible has the blaze mesh underneath it. It's pushing into this stone barrel. And I use chisel and bits to have water on top of the barrel and feed into this chest. Simplicity itself. I am placing these vector plates right now. It's all going to be fairly... I'm not going to show very much of this. I just want to demonstrate. If you weren't aware of with the vector plates, if you try to go on them, you're going to get pushed. And these ones are actually pretty fast to begin with. If you hold shift, you can walk on them, and it makes it easier to place them. Also, whenever you place them, mobs can still spawn, which is why I'm using this. I didn't want to waste the resources trying to put fans all through this, so we'll stick with vector plates. That actually did not take as long as I thought it would. I'm in the process of taking the torches out now so this can actually become the dark room, and I thought I lit up the top. Why are things spawning up there? I'll take a look at it in a sec. Alright, that is much more efficient than I thought it would be. I don't have the storage to keep up with this. Gonna have to go back to the drawing board or fix the... Oh, that's loud. Or fix the storage very soon. Well, we'll see how long it takes for everything to fill up. Even down here, things are still spawning. Whoa. And charged creepers are still spawning. Giant swords, jockeys. Alright. I'll call this a success. An unmitigated success. This thing hasn't even been running for 10 minutes. This storage crate is halfway full. This storage crate is almost half full. I need to do something about storage. Ugh. I'm up on top of the mob farm right now because I am lighting it up. I do not want any more mobs to spawn in it, or at least not at the frequency they were. So, there we go. I'm just going to light all of this up as much as I can without actually falling in. Actually, I could fall in right now. As long as I hold shift, I should be fine. Yes! Shift works. Oh, missing a vector plate over there. So I'm going to light all of this up. It's too dark right now, so I'll be back. I lit the area back up. No mobs have spawned in since. Except for this guy. And now what I'm going to do is work on the storage for this thing. I'm going to build down. So this will become a box and not a platform. and all storage will be handled inside this box. What I wanted to get into actually additions this... Oh, a new cow spawned. I want to get into actually additions this episode, but the mob farm has ended up taking all of my time. It's just a regular cow, whatever. But this mob farm's taken up all of my time. I also wanted to get some Embers stuff done. I'm just going to have to leave that till episode 5, I suppose. In the meantime, I'm going to... I'll be back with you after I've built down and made this into a little box. Okay, so something weird just happened, and if anybody has an explanation, I would love to hear it. The second I took this block out and dumped the water in, the zombie pigman who was in that nether portal came over and started attacking me. No idea why. Do zombie pigmen just not like water being placed? There was literally no provocation. If anybody has an explanation, please tell me. Alright, I no longer need the water elevator, because I made a real elevator from open blocks. It's red because I grew up some beetroot. Beetroot makes the rows red, and I just dyed the wool. Made the red elevators. But now that that is done, chiseled stone, cobblestone, I have the beginning of my lower platform. Wow, a full singularity tank already. So I'm going to have to make some drums as well. I don't even know if drums are in this pack. Don't see why they wouldn't be. Yep, drums are in the pack, so I'm going to have to make some drums for my experience, but that shouldn't be a problem. I'm going to put a wall in, put in some storage drawers, and I'll be back with you. I have completed the storage drawer area. I'm just locking all of the chests right now, so whenever stuff comes in, I don't have to worry about it going into a drawer I don't want it to. In between episodes, I'm going to create a filter area for the loot bags, and then a filter area to trash all of the armor I've been getting, with the exception of giant swords. And yeah, that's pretty much it. For now, I am happy with the mob farm. All throughout this series, I'm going to continue going back to the mob farm and updating it, because once I have Ender IO conduits, this is all going to change. Once I have the ME system, this is all going to change. The mob farm is the ever-evolving aspect of my base. Another thing I need to do is I have not created my barrels. Mainly because I don't feel like wasting the diamonds to get the proper size barrel. The iron barrels actually store less than these singularity tanks. Or maybe it's the same, 32... whatever. So I'm keeping the singularity tanks for now, knowing full well that they're going to be full in no time flat. The reason why I made this obsidian farm earlier is because I put void upgrades in most of the drawers that fill up the quickest, the rotten flesh and stuff like that. Got my fast vector plates back, and I'm going to reactivate the mob farm and see how quickly I get swamped with all of it. Where did I put? There it is. So heading back down into the mob farm so I can get rid of these torches. All those torches are going to go into the storage. Ain't no thing. One thing I wish that this pack did have was colossal chests. What I did down there would be a lot easier to set up if I actually had a colossal chest to work with. As it stands right now, I like storage drawers. They're very convenient. But the colossal chest just, it made it easier in the beginning to do things. It is what it is, and we'll work through it. I'll have a ME system before I know it, judging from how much Certus quartz and charged Certus I got from sieving in this episode. Once again, I'm almost overflowing all of my crates and all of my storage drawers. So I'm just gonna make a torch. Whenever I don't want the mob farm to run, I'm going to use my ladder I created. Head up to the... actually, I could probably make another red elevator. Yeah, I could probably make another red elevator. But I'm just going to head up to the top of the farm, put down the mega torch, and wait. I did not realize that when I decided I wanted to make this thing that it would be so damn powerful. Or so damn efficient. But here we are. We have a silent mob farm. Boom, baby. I just took a look at my recorded footage, and I'm sitting at about 15 minutes, 22 seconds of this episode, which means I have more than enough time to get some Ember stuff done. I'm going to head back into the Nether, see if I got any more crystals from my boar. I'm going to take the crystals that I have and start... Oh, I completed some quests earlier. So, and I'm going to make up the next part of Embers, which is the Activator, the Emitter and Receptor, and the Melter. So I have gathered up all of the materials I need to make the Ember Activator. Boom. The Ember Receptor, get 4 of them. The Ember Emitter, get 4 of those. And the Fluid Tank. I'm also going to create the Melter as well, just for safe measure. And I may, in this episode, hope I can get into the pressurizer. Pressure Refinery. Nope, need a block. Boom, got the correct materials. Pressure Refinery. I'm going to put these materials back, and I'll be right back with you on the brand new platform. I'm standing here on the new Ember platform, looking at the Ember Activator, and I haven't actually fully hooked it up yet. Let me get on that. Come on, come on. There we are. So, Ember Shard. I'm going to put 1 Ember Shard in here. Of course, it's not going to go anywhere because the item extractors are redstone powered. So I'm going to turn that on. And that puff of smoke means that the Ember Activator just accepted something. So I have Ember 400 of 16,000. That was just from 1 Ember Shard. I'm going to put in an Ember Crystal. I just took it. I'm at 2,800. That means I get 2,400, and this is just the basic Ember Activator. I get 2,400 Ember from the Ember Crystal, 400 from the Ember Shard. Where? Okay. This is not the one I'm going to be using. I'm going to leave it open right now so I can transfer the Ember later. I'm going to take this item extractor and attach it to this chest instead, as well as my item pipe and lever. So the Pressure Refinery works exactly the same as the Ember Activator, only it works better if you surround it with fire or lava or some facsimile. I'm not sure if it works with fire water. I doubt it, considering the constraints of Ember. But I have fire and then a gold block underneath the Pressure Refinery. Any conductive metal underneath the refinery the Pressure Refinery will improve its yield. Ember is actually worse than gold. The type of block you use does matter. So you could use a copper block or gold block, and I have more than enough gold blocks, and that's what I'm using. Going to turn this on so that it's accepting water. And I also have the Tinker lens here. And Fluid Dial. There. It's fully stocked with water. And now that I have this Ember Dial here, you look underneath, it says production multiplier times 3. If I had a iron block on there, it would say production multiplier times 1.5. I think it's 1.5. In any case, turn this on, put in a Ember Shard. It took... Now I'm at 1,200 out of 32,000. Put in the Ember Crystal. Look at that, 8,400 Ember. This is definitely the way to go. And this is definitely a... oh, also, if you look at the fluid is at 7,950. It doesn't use water very quickly, so you can set it and forget it for the most part. So now that I have stored Ember, what am I going to do with it? Well, that's what I made the copper cell for. I'll place down the copper cell, going to put an Ember Receptor on it, and then I'm going to put the Ember Transmitter right here. Now the Ember Transmitter is attached to it. If you look at this, ember is slowly going down and filling up this reservoir. Now, what should happen is... I need to... Okay, so the reservoir is full. You see how it stopped going down? There you go. So what you need to do is you need to shift right-click with your Tinker's hammer, and then don't hold shift, right-click the Ember emitter, and it has to be done in that order. And then you can see that it's transferring over. I have 920, 960. I have Ember going into this copper cell. When I break this copper cell, it actually retained the Ember. Nope. I'm going to wait for the Ember Activator to completely drain. Then I'm going to break it. And I'm going to have the Ember emitter on the pressure refinery nonstop. The transfer has completed. So I'm going to break this. I'm going to leave this Ember receptor. Actually, you know what? I won't. I'm going to show something off here. So I have the copper coil. I'm going to place it all the way on the far end of the platform. Put my receptor back. I'm going to shift right click it. Get the high-pitched ting. I'm going to put the transmitter right here. Just to right click it. You get the low ting. And after this reservoir fills up with some ember, put the Ember Dial back. No embers. Oh, of course. It's so easy to forget, but you have to redstone power these. So, you see that the ember is traveling this distance. However, the more distance that the ember has to travel, the less gain you're going to have. So, across, there is apparently no maximum distance, but the farther the distance, the less ember you'll receive on the far end. And I don't know, I wish I had another gauge. I need to make one up to put on the copper coil. But right now I'm probably receiving the correct amount. Who knows? But there is no maximum distance that I know of or that I've read about. Put the receptor back. Oh. So shift right click, get the low pitch. And then I cannot regular right click the receptor. So it has to be shift right click receptor, regular right click the emitter, and that is how it has to work. So I have crafted this Caminite ring and this reservoir. You can't actually read that it's the reservoir since I'm not looking at the center block. But I crafted them just so I could complete this quest. I've also completed... I haven't even claimed any of these yet. There we go. I got a good chunk of embers done. And I'm going to finish up what I want to get done with it next episode. Because it is 11 p.m. right now. I still need to edit this and get it out for Tuesday at 9. So, I am Kelly Engineering. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.